As in my original History of McDonald's documentary, many of the instances of the dates when a McDonald's opened in each country were very limited. I knew with the amount of info out there on McDonald's, I'd have to make side documentaries to fully cover every subject and give every subject justice and the focus that it rightfully deserves. So in this video, we're going to be taking a look at every single country that a McDonald's has opened up in for the very first time, starting from the very first location up until today. Currently, there are 118 countries and territories that have McDonald's locations. Some have opened and stayed, and some have closed up shop. And after we go through the history of when a McDonald's opened for the first time in a certain country, we're also going to cover the countries where McDonald's has come and left. But for now, let's see where McDonald's expanded over the years, starting from the very beginning. We begin in the 1940s, and the first location is in the United States of America, and it opened on December 12th, 1948. This is the first official version of McDonald's, and it was opened in the city of San Bernardino, California. Then we get to the 1950s, and a notable location which is still inside of the United States is Ray Kroc's McDonald's, which this one was opened on April 13th, 1955 in Des Plaines, Illinois. Then we get into the 1960s, and the first McDonald's that opened up outside of the United States was in Canada on June 3rd, 1967 in Richmond, British Columbia. Then the first location in Puerto Rico opened on December 6th, 1967 in San Juan. Now getting into the 1970s, McDonald's reached out a bit more, as we have in 1970 the US Virgin Islands on September 5th in St. Croix, and Costa Rica on December 8th in San Jose. In 1971, Australia on May 30th in Yagoona, New South Wales, Guam on June 10th in Dedido, Japan on July 21st in Tokyo, Netherlands on August 21st in Zaandam, Panama on September 1st in Panama City, and Germany on November 22nd in Munich. In 1972, France on June 30th in Créteil, and El Salvador on July 20th in San Salvador. In 1973, there was Sweden on October 27th in Stockholm. 1974, Guatemala on June 6th in Guatemala City. Curacao on August 16th in Willemstad. And the first McDonald's in the United Kingdom opened on November 13th in Woolwich, London, England. 1975, Hong Kong on January 8th in Causeway Bay in Hong Kong Island. And the Bahamas on August 4th in Nassau. In 1976, New Zealand on June 7th in Wellington, and Switzerland on October 20th in Geneva. 1977, Ireland on May 9th in Dublin, and Austria on July 21st in Vienna. There was one in 1978, which was Belgium on March 21st in Brussels. In 1979, there's Brazil on February 13th in Copacabana, Rio de Janeiro, and Singapore on October 20th in the Liat Towers in Orchard Road. Now getting into the 1980s, in 1981, we have Spain on March 10th in Madrid, Denmark on April 15th in Copenhagen, and the Philippines on September 27th in Manila. There was only one that opened in 1982, which was in Malaysia on April 29th in Kuala Lumpur, and then one in 1983, which was Norway on November 18th in Oslo. 1984, Taiwan on January 28th in Taipei, Andorra on June 29th in Andorra la Vella, Wales on December 3rd in Cardiff, and Finland on December 14th in Tampere. 1985, there's Thailand on February 23rd in Bangkok, Italy on March 20th in Bolzano, Aruba on April 4th in Oranjestad, Luxembourg on July 17th in Luxembourg City, Venezuela on August 31st in Caracas, Mexico on October 29th in Mexico City, and Bermuda on November 10th. 1986, Cuba on April 24th in Guantanamo Bay, And fun fact is that this is the only McDonald's location in Cuba, and it's only accessible to US military personnel. Now continuing in 1986, there's Turkey on October 24th in Istanbul, and Argentina on November 24th in Buenos Aires. 1987, Macau on April 11th, and Scotland on November 23rd in Dundee. 1988, Serbia on March 24th in Belgrade, South Korea on March 29th in Seoul, and Hungary on April 13th in Budapest. There's one in 1989, which was Barbados on August 25th. Now getting into the 1990s. 1990, Russia on January 31st in Moscow, China on October 8th in Shenzhen, and Chile on November 19th in Santiago. 1991, Indonesia on February 23rd in Jakarta, Portugal on May 23rd in Cascais, Greece on November 12th in Athens, Uruguay on November 18th in Montevideo, and Martinique on December 16th in Fort-de-France. 1992, we have the Czech Republic on March 20th in Prague, Guadeloupe on April 8th, Poland on June 16th in Warsaw, Monaco on November 20th in Monte Carlo, Brunei on December 12th in Bandar Seri Begawan, and Morocco on December 18th in Casablanca. 1993, we have the Northern Mariana Islands on March 18th in Saipan, Iceland on September 9th, Israel on October 14th in Ramat Gan, Slovenia on December 2nd in Ljubljana, and Saudi Arabia on December 8th in Riyadh. 1994, Kuwait on June 15th in Kuwait City, New Caledonia on July 26th in Noumea, Oman on July 30th in Salalah, Egypt on October 20th in Cairo, Bulgaria on December 10th in Plovdiv, Bahrain on December 15th in Manama, Latvia on December 15th in Riga, and United Arab Emirates on December 21st in Dubai. 1995, Jamaica on April 15th, Estonia on April 29th in Tallinn, Romania on June 16th in Bucharest, Malta on July 7th in Valletta, Colombia on July 14th in Bogota, Slovakia on October 14th in Banska Bystrica, South Africa on November 11th in Blackheath, Qatar on December 13th in Doha, Honduras on December 14th in Tegucigalpa, and Sint Maarten on December 15th in Philipsburg. 1996, Croatia on February 2nd in Zagreb, Samoa on March 2nd in Apia, Fiji on May 1st in Suva, Liechtenstein on May 3rd in Treason, Lithuania on May 31st in Vilnius, India on October 13th in Delhi, Peru on October 18th in Lima, Jordan on November 7th in Amman, Paraguay on November 21st in Asuncion, Dominican Republic on November 30th in Santo Domingo, French Polynesia on December 10th in Tahiti, and Belarus on December 10th in Minsk. In 1997, Trinidad and Tobago on May 6th in the Falls at West Mall, Ukraine on May 24th in Kyiv, Cyprus on June 12th in Larnaca, Jersey on August 1st in St. Helier, North Macedonia on September 6th, Ecuador on October 9th in Quito, Bolivia on November 21st, Ray Renew on December 14th in Saint Denis, Isle of Man on December 15th in Douglas, and Suriname on December 18th in Paramaribo. In 1998, Moldova on April 30th in Chisinau, Nicaragua on July 11th in Managua, Lebanon on September 18th in Beirut, Pakistan on September 19th in Lahore, and Sri Lanka on October 16th in Colombo. In 1999, Georgia on February 5th in Tbilisi, San Marino on July 6th, Gibraltar on August 13th in Westside, and Azerbaijan on November 6th in Baku. And now we're getting into the 2000s. In 2000, we've got French Guiana on February 22nd in Cayenne, and American Samoa on September 29th in Pago Pago. 2001, Mauritius on July 4th in Port Louis, 2003, Mayotte on May 1st in Mamadzou. 2004, Montenegro on June 1st. 2006 in Iraq on August 10th in Baghdad. 2011, Bosnia and Herzegovina on July 20th in Sarajevo. 2014, Vietnam on February 8th in Ho Chi Minh City. And 2016, Kazakhstan on March 8th in Astana. As for the countries that McDonald's have closed up shop for good, there are currently 9. The first is Bermuda, which opened on November 10th, 1985. The only McDonald's location was on a U.S. Naval Air Station, and when the base closed, so did the McDonald's location on March 9th, 1995. Second is Barbados. The McDonald's location had poor sales, which made the location close 1990. Third is Russia, first opening on January 31st, 1990. Over 30 years, McDonald's lasted in the country until the company decided to close all of its locations due to the conflict with Ukraine in early 2022. Fourth is Iceland, first opening on September 9th, 1993. In 2008, the Icelandic financial crisis hit, which made McDonald's jump ship. The final McDonald's in Iceland closed on October 30th, 2009. The fifth is Jamaica, first opening on April 15th, 1995. From problems with the country's government and lackluster sales, McDonald's in Jamaica lasted for about 10 years until they closed on October 14th, 2005. Sixth is North Macedonia, first opening on September 6th, 1997. The McDonald's lasted in the country for roughly 15 years. Due to a contract dispute between the franchise owner of the country's locations and McDonald's, the restaurant closed its doors for good on May 15, 2013. Seventh is Bolivia, first opening on November 21, 1997. The high prices in the country's locations kept customers away, which made sales low. This made McDonald's close up all of its stores in Bolivia on November 30th, 2002. Eighth is San Marino. First opening on July 6th, 1999, the location was near many other restaurants. And because of this, McDonald's was mostly ignored and sales declined year after year. This resulted in the location closing on its 20-year anniversary on July 6th, 2019. Ninth is Montenegro. First opening on June 1st, 2004 in Budva, it was only opened during certain seasons. And due to it not being a permanent location bringing in stable business, it was closed permanently in 2007. And that's the history of the first McDonald's locations in countries around the world. And for those living in countries who have seen their McDonald's locations close, and they still have a craving for the food, well, just keep hope, because McDonald's is always attempting to expand into countries they have been and haven't been before. Thanks for listening and watching. This has been History of McDonald's Chapter 8 on Industrial Industries World Radio.